Welcome back to the video blog. Adam Daniel Mezei is my name. Thanks again for watching. So I'm here in Bremen, Germany, and I've just, like I said, had a chance to think about some things over the last couple of days, and I didn't really have a chance to get on the video blog, and I thought it would be great so you could get a chance to see some of the things that are going on around me here in the Hansestadt, in the Bundesrepublik, in the former FDR, now known as Germany. So I think definitely something that I'd like to do in my life, and is pretty much something I've been thinking about for the last little while, is I'd like to have third culture children. It was a term that was just described to me today by a very good friend of mine, and third culture children, you know, people that have multi-language skills, multilingual, more than just the bilingual, and also I think the idea of maybe multiculturalism and multiracialism too. I wouldn't mind having like multiracial kids. No joke. I think it's something that I'm seriously considering and something that I'd like to do. I know it's kind of silly to go about these things in an intentional sort of a way, although I don't think having multicultural and multilingual children is a big stretch. You could pretty much tailor-make, you know, however you want your family to be, and I think it's something really important because for me, you know, and I wouldn't call myself anti-multilingual. I'm quite multilingual myself. It's just that I feel like if you raise your kids in an English-speaking environment, which is, you know, the language that I speak best, which is, you know, the language that I know best, if you do that, you're pretty much saddling them from the get-go. You're pretty much kind of limiting their possibilities from the get-go, and I don't really think that's something that you should do. I mean, it's kind of criminal in a way as across the street there pretty quickly. It's kind of you're kind of doing your children a disservice by raising them in an environment where, you know, they'll end up catching a language that's the world's international language of business. Yes, I'm speaking about English. They'll end up catching that language anyway on their own. They don't need you to help them out. They don't need you to situate them in this place for the rest of their lives. So that's really something that I'm thinking about. And you know, the more time you spend in Europe, and of course I lived here for a long time, and I'm just back here for a visit for some personal reasons, but when you live somewhere for so long and you thrived in that environment, you end up realizing, what is it about the environment that was so special, or what was it about the environment that you really enjoyed? And it's definitely that aspect of the multicultures and the multi-languages, at least for me. That's the thing that does it for me all the time. And so, if I can ask for a future wish, it would probably be that. Probably finding somebody who understands the vital importance of being able to communicate with people from around the globe. Not just in English, but in other languages too. Third culture children. That's a goal, I think, for the next few years. Something that I'm definitely going to be shooting for. So I'm heading off right now to, I can't remember what the name of this main street is, but you'll see shortly. I'm just going to join the flow of people down this main drag, which is one of Bremen's main drags, which is full of people in the middle of the day. And this is like your typical European environment, like, you know, your central Platz and all of the department stores and all the things that go on in a real big European city, and everyone's just going about their business, doing what they have to do. I hope the frame is not jostling too much, and I hope it's not bouncing around too much, because I'm trying to walk as slow as I can, and the base doesn't seem very stable, unfortunately. So this is what it looks like in the middle of a day. It's around 5:30 in the afternoon. Work day's over. Everyone's pretty much doing, you know, what they want to do. Catching sandwiches, catching up on errands, doing what they need to do. I'm going to go over there into this other side, to this other little square, so you can see what's going on here. This is Europe for me, like in a nutshell. This is Europe. This is fall in Europe in a nutshell. Autumn in Europe. Look at this. Check this out. I'll do a little panoramic squeeze so you can see exactly what's going on. Check this out. One sec. So you see? See all this? See these buildings over here? And then of course you get the cafes, which are great, which face out into the square, which is right over my shoulder, and you can just like basically hang out. It's the best part about Europe, I think. Just, I live for it, actually. It's called the flaneur, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually just walking around and checking stuff out. I mean, I know this city really well because I spent a considerable amount of time here, like I said, in the early part of last decade, so I know this city like the back of my hand. So it's almost like home, but it's nice to go through the different areas and to see what changed, you know, which stores came down the pike and which ones are no longer there and this kind of thing. So it's great. It's really good. So I'm gonna keep my mouth shut for the next, I guess now, maybe 60 seconds and just have a look at what's going on over my shoulder as I make my way through. So of course you can see what goes on at the entrance to the Lloyd Passage in front of CNA, Kaufhof, H&M Maya, and everything else that's going on. And this is the entrance to the Lloyd Passage. So thanks again for watching, and I'll set something up over there in front of the Lloyd Passage so that you can see what's going on. Take care. See you.